Hello Commanders, I'm OUTLANDISHPIXEL, and I'm sat here in my new Lakon Type 6 at Decamp Orbital in the Delkar system. I'm in the middle of my mining operation at the minute, so I'm just going to take you through my current outfitting. So here we've got two small hardpoints with mining lasers, and we also have a refinery, a C2 refinery, so we've got 4 spaces in our hopper basically. We haven't got any weapons because there's no point. We're mining in this system and we shouldn't run into any trouble, and we're going to run if we do. We've upgraded our cargo capacity quite a bit, to 88 tons. We probably won't fill that because it takes a while to mine and fill that. However, because of the system we chose to live in, there is pristine metallic and rich metal supplies here, so we shouldn't have a problem finding the good stuff. So the kind of things we're looking for, basically the big ones, platinum and palladium, which we will find, and gold and silver. I tend to find silver more than gold, more than anything, to be honest, which is, is average in the grand scheme of things, but it does the job. And we also find quite a few minerals. Some minerals are acceptable, but we're going to try and avoid minerals that aren't worth much. Painite, yes, that's a new one. That's incredibly rare by the looks of it, and I haven't come across that yet. Hopefully we will. Let's check the news quickly. The market's been updated. Traffic report, 144 ships have passed through, so it's still a very quiet system. Not many people are mining here, so we shouldn't run into any players. Right, let's set our destination. Now, there is a belt cluster. It's very, very close to the sun though. It does have pristine metallic supplies. But what we're looking for is Delkar 7, which has very pristine supplies on its rings. So we're approaching Delkar 7 now. Now, one thing I'm not sure about, on this ring you've got these parts of the ring which look like they're possibly more concentrated. And last time I did this, I dropped in at one of these more concentrated looking parts of the ring. I feel like there were more rocks, to be honest. So we've come out of Super Cruise at a random location. If we were to go to one of the resource collection points, then there would be pirates. This way you can ensure that you can mine freely without anyone hassling you. What I have found occasionally when I've jumped in is that there has actually been one contact. So just boost away. We seem to be fine this time. So we're going to head into the rings and start mining. It's going to be a long day. Long day. So what I tend to do is basically, so I don't get turned around, is to always aim towards the planet. That way I don't attempt to mine the same bit of rock over and over again. We're going to come to this small one first. There's nothing really complicated about mining. I mean, there is certain techniques though. I've got 2 mining lasers. If I use them both, then my power runs down quite a lot. In fact, let's put some pips into weapons. So we've broken off a chunk. Mostly Gallite, 8.83% gold. And the next one will have a similar percentage. We're gonna avoid that. If you want to make some actual money quickly, then you just need to be ruthless basically and avoid the rocks that don't give you what you want. Now this can be quite frustrating to do, scooping. So the general way to do it is to not panic and not rush it. So when you rush, you end up overshooting, and when you've got like a large collection to pick up, you'll overshoot a lot, and you'll waste all that time. And these don't last forever. Their integrity goes down very quickly. It's also best to normally try and find an asteroid that's not moving as much, or try and mine it on its axis so that all the fragments come out in a line. That way you can try and scoop them, you know, quite efficiently. I'm only getting 3 fragments here, so I'm not using any great technique on this rock. And this is mining. It can be relaxing. It can be tedious. Just depends on your mood when you start, I suppose. We've got 8% palladium. It's tempting to mine this entire rock considering there's 8% palladium, but that's not a lot really. And you will struggle to find palladium. But I found better reserves here. This is a pristine reserve ring, remember, so the key to efficiency is to just move on. Another good technique is to select the first chunk you've mined so you can check its integrity. And once that kind of gets to about 75%, that's generally when I start picking up the rest. Now this will change depending on how confident you are at scooping. You may want to start a bit earlier, just in case you don't lose any. And despite me doing that in a line, they've kind of gone everywhere. But not too far, at least. And you'll know when there's no more to mine, because no more will come out. Right, we'll just pick up the last bit. And we'll move on to the next one. So I haven't done anything else to my lake on Type 6. I haven't upgraded any of the other systems. I will be using it as my trading vessel as well. But for the minute, I'm leaving... Ooh, 18% platinum. We got a winner. Yeah, for the minute, I'm going to leave all the systems as they are. And I will most likely attempt to get the jump distance up quite a bit. And probably my shields. I do want to do some risky trading in some heavily pirated systems, but we definitely need some preparation before we do that, and possibly some help. Right, let's have a look at this rock. How's it spinning? We get around this side of it maybe. It's kind of spinning on 2 axes actually. It's a bit awkward. Screw it. See, it can get quite frustrating if you only want one metal because all your hopper space is taken up. Then every time you pick up one of these fragments, you're going to have to keep going back to your hopper and venting it. So attempt, I think we just hit one, attempt to only collect fragments that you currently have in your hopper, otherwise you'll be doing loads of micromanagement and it gets quite frustrating. Okay, so we've been mining for about an hour. We've filled 24 tons of our cargo space. We've mainly found silver, but we got a decent amount of gold as well, and then an equal amount of platinum and palladium. So we're going to go back now and see how much money we can get for this.
Landing gear deployed. Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Okay, let's have a look. So we're on 1.2 million at the minute. So let's sell all that gold. Palladium. The good stuff, platinum. And silver. And so we just made just over 200,000. So it's not bad. It's not necessarily the most efficient way of making money. However, arguably, it's the most stress-free. You don't have to worry about pirates too much if you're careful about where you choose to mine, both in which system you're in and at what exact location you pick in the system. Delkar's pretty quiet, so we don't have too much trouble from player pirates. In fact, I've met a few commanders since I've moved to Delkar, all of which have been bounty hunters and have been very friendly, so it's a pretty decent system. So I finished mining for now. I think I'm gonna look at my Viper and outfit it for combat, because I've wanted to be a bounty hunter for a while, and I think the Delkar system, albeit quiet, could do with far less pirates. So I'm going to be looking at my Viper's outfitting and prepare it for combat. For now, farewell. See you in the unknown.